Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news. In a recent post to social media, Henry Cejudo has claimed he's received a fight contract from the UFC to face off against Aljamain Sterling at UFC 284 in Perth, Australia. What do you guys think about this? Does Cejudo deserve to be thrown a title shot right away? And who wins if this fight goes down? Let us know your opinion in the comment section below. Dana White has a brand new recipe this week. Let's check it out.
What's up, everybody? It's Friday here at UFC headquarters, and today we'll be trying the chicken shooter sandwich. In a hollowed out sourdough roll, add chicken tenders, tomato sauce, and provolone, and cover it. Wrap it in lots of saran wrap and smash it in between two trays with weights for 5 hours. All right, here we go. This can't be bad, right? Chicken from Mama Bird's my favorite place. Yeah. It's awesome. You can't go wrong with sourdough, cheese, and Mama Bird's chicken. Winner.
Here's what Jiri Prochazka had to say about Usada testing him 24 times in the past month.
They coming daily, and sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it's sometimes I'm tired from that. I'm waking up at 5 morning and I'm thinking they will come today.
Anthony Smith and Paul Felder give their opinion on this weekend's clash between Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira.
We're here right now, MSG, Adesanya versus Pereira 3.
Paulie, pretty crazy that was the impetus for Pereira to get back into mixed martial arts. He sort of awakened the beast with those comments, I guess.
Yeah, and now he's got to get in there and face him yet again for the third time, right? And, you know, we've been talking a lot about the mental side of this. Having been knocked out by somebody, having them come into the UFC and fast-track their way to that title fight, he's just such an intimidating figure.
Oh, yeah.
Pereira, right? Every time he even looks at Izzy, you could tell he's almost licking his chops. He can't wait to get back in there and fight him again. And having that motivation to go in there, especially having somebody tell you, you know, that you were going to be in a bar and stuff, knowing that he's had struggles like that in his past, I'd be pissed off too.
Yeah, you know, the minds of the men and women in this sport are like no other. If you're just a little bit teetering on, maybe I want to fight, maybe I don't want to fight, maybe MMA is my path, maybe I do kickboxing, and then you hear something like that and it just ignites this. You said what?
Right.
Like, how long ago was that?
2020, March 2020. So I'm not to interrupt you.
No, you're fine.
Pereira mentioned this to me in the interview, and I went to try to find it. Couldn't find it for days. I didn't even know where it was. He didn't know where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just, again, you guys know how many interviews you do before a big fight.
Right.
Adesanya did so many of them that week, and whatever reason, that one, Pereira saw it, and it motivated him to get to this point now. It's pretty crazy.
Conor McGregor has recently released footage of his wrestling and takedown defense ahead of his MMA return. Here's the footage. In a recent interview, Daniel Cormier has revealed how happy he is after it was announced that Cain Velasquez will be granted bail and can return home to his family. We FaceTimed a little bit this morning. That's my boy. I'm so happy. He's home, laying on the couch with his kid, playing. I can't wait to go home and see him. I'm happy for that man. He's happy because there were some times where he and I sat and we visited and we're just talking about life and what his life became in there. You've got to start to adjust. I think it's one of the most telling things that Cain told me when we were in there. He goes, as I sit here and I'm eating this food and I'm taking stuff from the commissary and I'm trying to live, I think back to my pantry and I can't imagine I can have any of this whenever I want. We're talking about pantries. something you probably walk past every day in your house and take for granted. He's just like, I can't believe when I was living on the outside, I could have whatever I wanted, anytime I wanted, and it's so much. Because it's so limited in there, I'm just happy for him to be back. Chael Sonnen recently spoke about Alex Pereira's quick rise to the top of the UFC, having competed only 3 times within the promotion.
All right, Pereira is getting ready to fight for a world championship. Yeah, okay, shocking news, right? We've all been waiting for this, but Pereira did it very quickly. If you're talking about UFC fights, he's only had 3 fights in the UFC. This is shocking. Dana White did not make this match in a back room and come and tell the people. Dana didn't even hint this in. We did. All I'm suggesting for you is that if Izzy was in fact hesitant, he would have had a lot of room to resist. He would have been well within his rights to say, not right now. When Joe Rogan interviews him, Joe comes very light, very, very light about who do you think should be next. There's a lot of good options out there. And Izzy took the mic, cut Joe Rogan off, and said, who are we hitting? Next is Pereira. He stepped right in front of it. So the idea that Izzy is sidestepping and or scared, I don't know is factually correct. I've heard more talk about you don't want it, I'm hunting you, and vice versa. And I will know who's right on that when I watch Adesanya walk to the cage.
In a recent interview, Dana White shares his excitement for the UFC 281 card.
Dana, you always have a fight or two that might not be the one that's getting the most attention, but one that you say, hey, that matchup, it's going to make for a good fight. Is there one that you like up or down the card?
Well, the thing about this card is obviously the main event is incredible, but then the co-main event, you got Carla Esparza versus Weili Zhang. Weili Zhang is one of the most exciting female fighters of all time, and Carla Esparza goes in there, takes you down, grinds on you, and then breaks you down and beats you. Weili Zhang will push the pace in this fight and make it super exciting. That should be great. And after just talking about those 2 fights, Michael Chandler versus Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
I mean, this I hope I'm wrong, but probably fight of the night. I mean, there's no way in hell that fight isn't fireworks. Then you got Frankie Edgar, who's been around here forever, a local to the area.
Yeah.
People love him. This whole card is stacked with unbelievable fights.
Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler go back and forth ahead of their clash this weekend at UFC 281. Here's a clip.
I think the highest expectations are the expectations that I put upon myself, and I've been doing this for 22 years, hand-to-hand combat. Madison Square Garden last year, November 6th, was the fight of the year for sure. I don't think I have anything left to prove. I'm not going out there trying to put on fight of the night. We're going out there to try to get my hand raised and win that world title in 2023 against a game opponent. Dustin Poirier's resume speaks for itself.
Dustin, we spoke to you not long ago at Media Day, and you said about Mike that he may think he wants a war, but in reality, he doesn't want that deep down. Does him saying that he's not looking for that kind of reinforce your thought there?
We're going to find out Saturday night. That's what I'm going in there for. You guys want to see a head-on collision? And I'll give you one. I'm coming in there to finish this guy by any means.
And when you fought Justin Gaethje, I remember you being very vocal saying, I know this fight, I'm going to leave a piece of myself in that octagon, or I'm preparing to do that. Do you go into this with a similar mentality, or is it different?
No, you have to in facing guys like this. These guys are very dangerous. This guy's very explosive, has a lot of power, covers distance. Adversity might present itself, and I'm going to push forward. And like I said before, I'm willing to leave a piece of myself in there Saturday night.
Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.